Hello friends, my name is Vikas Kumar Tyagi and I welcome you all for the third lecture of the Strategic Management lecture series. In the first lecture, we covered the topics such as strategies, its management, tactics and policies. We also discussed the differences between all of them. In the second lecture, we discussed about the strategy paradox, elements of strategy and the levels of strategy. In this class, we are going to study about the hierarchy of strategic plans or strategic intent hierarchy. Before we start anything, let's discuss what do you mean by strategic management process. Strategic management process is basically made up of different steps, which include strategic intent formulation, then strategy formulation, strategy implementation, strategy evolution, and strategy control. Before any step is formulated or implemented, before any strategy is formulated or implemented, strategic intent of the organization is being created in any organization. What do you mean by strategic intent then? Strategic intent is basically where an organization is going or what the organization wants to achieve in the long run for its organization. What does where does an organization is going or what does an organization wants to achieve in the long term? That is basically strategic intent. Why it is called as a hierarchy of strategic intent? It is called as hierarchy of strategic intent because if we are moving from one stage to another, that is from tactics to strategies or from strategies to objective, their characteristics are gradually changing. As we go from one step to another, its characteristics are gradually changing. How the characteristics are changing? Characteristics are changing in a manner that if we talk about tactics, then that is very specific in nature, and if we move upwards, the specificity keeps on decreasing and the things become very broad in nature. If we talk about the tactics, it is very tangible in nature, it is very quantifiable in nature, it is not very aspirational in nature. Whereas if we move upwards, the things become very aspirational in nature. For an example, vision is very aspirational in nature, it's not very tangible in nature. You don't talk about the numbers in the vision, but you talk about some kind of a dream, you talk about some kind of a passion, you give us some kind of a plan for the organization, right? And if you talk about the tactics, it is generally made for the shorter duration of time, short term, whereas if we talk about the vision, it is for the longer term. In the similar manner, if we talk about the tactics, then tactics are generally formulated by the lower level management, whereas if we move upwards, the things are being developed by the relatively senior level management. And the visions are generally formulated by the founders of any organization. They are not even formulated by the directors or CEO of any company, but they are formulated by the founders of any organization. If we talk about flexibility of these stages, then tactics are very dynamic in nature, whereas if we move upwards, the things become less and less dynamic in nature. Whether the organization is a big or small organization, every organization can utilize all these stages, all these steps, all these levels for the increasing efficiency of their organization. Everything is relative in nature. What do you mean by relativity in nature? Everything is relative in nature means when you are comparing tactics with the strategies, at that time the strategies are very less dynamic in nature. But when we are comparing strategies with the vision, then strategies are relatively more dynamic in nature. So it depends with whom you are comparing that particular concept with. Like in this example, if you are comparing elephant with a rat, then definitely elephant is a very big animal. But when you are comparing it with a blue whale, then blue whale is definitely bigger than the elephant. Now coming to the actual concepts which we are going to study in this particular class, we are going to discuss about the values, vision, mission, goals, objectives, strategies. We have already covered the topics, that is tactics and business policies. Now starting with the values, what do you mean by values? Value is not something which is very difficult in nature. It's very easy to remember what the meaning of values. But rest of them it's quite very difficult. It's difficult to differentiate between vision and mission and goals and objectives, which we will be discussing in much more detail in this particular lecture. What do you mean by values? Values means what the organization believes in, what the organization stands for, what are the ethics, principles and beliefs of any organization are the values of that particular organization. Okay, it's very simple in nature, not an issue. Now coming to the vision and mission. What do you mean by vision? Vision is what we want to be, what the organization wants to be, what it wants to become. It is a summary statement of what the organization actually intends to become in future. It's more of futuristic in nature, right? It's organization long-term dream, what it constantly strives to achieve, what it wants to become, what it intends to become in future is the vision. Then what do you mean by the mission? Mission is why we exist, what we do, why the organization exists, what the organization does is basically the mission. As you can see over here that the vision was very futuristic in nature, whereas mission was talking about the present. Mission is the purpose or reasons of any firm's existence. Okay. Now coming to the goals and objectives, we will be discussing these things in detail also. Goal. What do you mean by goal? What the organization wants to achieve to reach that particular vision is the goal. Then what is the objective? The objective is basically a concise statement describing about the actionable, measurable things. It is more of quantitative in nature. It is something which is quantifiable in nature. It is something which is more of tangible in nature. We will be studying its example, then we will be able to better understand their differences. So what is the basically objective? Objective often begins with an action verb such as to increase, to reduce, to improve the profit, to achieve something, right, is called as objectives. What do you mean by strategy? Strategy, although we have already discussed the strategies in much more detail in the past, this is a plan of action or course of action, right? This is the way the organization seeks to achieve its vision and mission is the strategies. Starting with the differences between vision and mission. As we already discussed, mission is something what the organization wants to be. Wants to be means in future. Mission is something why the organization exists or what the organization does. It is something present in nature. It talks about the present. When the vision is talking about the future, it is more of aspirational in nature, it is more of inspirational in nature, it is more of futuristic in nature, right? But when we are talking about the mission, that why the company exists, then it talks about the present. It's kind of a direction, it is kind of a information given to the employees for the path which the organization is going to use to achieve that particular vision. So mission is basically is talking about the present and leading to the future, whereas vision is more of futuristic in nature. If we talk about the mission is very specific in nature, clear in nature, distinctive in nature, something which you can relatively more easily compare, relatively more easily quantify, or it's more tangible in nature, is called as mission. So if it's a tangible thing, it's more of feasible and it's more of precise thing. Coming to the example of both of them, if we talk about the Amazon's vision, then Amazon's vision is to be Earth's most customer-centric company where customers can find and discover anything they might want to buy online. If we talk about the mission of the Amazon, then we strive to offer customers the lowest prices. It is something more like they were talking about the in vision. They were talking about the customer centric company. How you can be a customer centric company? You can be a customer centric company by giving good services. You can become a customer centric company by giving good after sales services. You can become a good customer centric company by giving a cheaper price also, lower price also. So they were not very specific in nature. But when we are talking about the mission, it is relatively more specific in nature. It is talking about the lowest possible prices and the best available selection at the utmost convenience. They are talking about specificity. We will study the examples in the next slide too. Before we discuss the differences, let's see the examples of Tesla. Tesla's vision is to accelerate the world's transition to sustainable energy. They are not talking about which kind of sustainable energy. They are not giving it in specific that they want to become they want to use the wind energy, they want to use the tidal energy, they want to use the solar energy, or they want to use the electric energy. They are not giving it very specifically. It's very broad in nature, right? But when we are talking about the mission of Tesla, it is very specific in nature. It is talking about to create the most compelling car company. In the vision, they were not talking about the car. In the vision, they can be also creating uh, uh, spacecrafts, right? But in mission, they are talking about becoming a car company of the 21st century. It is talking for them. They are talk for them. Long term is something which is even beyond 21st century, and for the relatively short term is 21st century. For driving the world's transition to electric vehicles, they are not talking about the solar energy, they are not talking about another kind of things. They are moving towards electric vehicles, so it's more of specific in nature. It is more of dynamic in nature, whereas vision is very less dynamic in nature. And if you're talking about vision is less specific, it is relatively shorter in size. But if we are talking about the mission, it is relatively longer in size, right? You can go through the example of IKEA too. You can read it. And vision is about future. It's something which you want to accomplish in future, whereas the mission is talking about the current position of the organization. Now coming to the second most important difficult differences between goals and objectives. Goals are something which you wish to achieve. You can say that the goals are relatively younger brother of vision. Vision is something which is relatively more broader than the goals, but otherwise vision and goals are very similar in nature. Goals also talk about what you wish to achieve, but it is not very aspirational in nature. It is not as aspirational as the vision was. It is not as broad as the vision was. It is relatively more specific in nature. It is relatively more tangible or quantifiable in nature when you are comparing it with a vision. But it is when you are comparing with the objectives, it is less tangible, and the objectives are more tangible in nature. Objectives are something which you can measure, which you can quantify, right? And objectives, let's start with the example. Goals, example of the goal is to increase the profit margin. How you can increase the profit margin of any organization? Whether you want to fire all the employees of the organization, definitely the profit will increase in a short run, right? If you want to fire 50% of the employees, if you want to stop giving any kind of a perk to them, if you want to reduce their salary, all these things can also increase the profit margin. But how you are going to increase the profit margin? There are multiple ways through which you can increase the profit margin, but you haven't specified in the goals. But in objectives you specify that, right? In objectives you mention that how you are going to achieve those goals by reducing the operating cost by 10% in next 12 months. It is more of tangible, it is more of measurable, it is more of quantifiable in nature. Goals are very abstract in nature, whereas objectives are more precise and specific in nature. Goals are for longer duration of time relatively when we are comparing it with the objectives. Goals are more of long range, more of abstract, whereas objectives are more of tactical and for a short range of time. If we discuss the second example of goals and objectives, then if we for an example, the goal of a company is to improve employee skill. But how you are going to improve the employee skill? There can be multiple ways through which you can increase the skills of the employee. In this example of the objectives, we can conduct 2 training programs in next 6 months. You can see how the things are becoming more and more quantifiable and more of more of specific and more of concrete in nature when we are moving from goals to the objectives. Now we have studied the differences between strategies and tactics. We have discussed the differences between strategies and policies. We also discussed the differences between vision and mission in this particular presentation. We also discussed the differences between goals and objectives here. If you are talking about the strategic intent, then strategic intent should be formulated by keeping both your internal and external factors in your mind. It should not be like you are just considering about the internal factors, but it should be also considering the external factors as well. And when we are discussing about the strategic intent, it should be all those aspects, all those concepts, all those statements should be long enough to be relevant enough and should be short enough to be remembered. It should not be as long that people are not able to remember it. The company having a vision statement of 2 pages, nobody will be able to remember it. Employees will not be able to remember it. And if the employees are not able to remember it, then how they are going to follow that, right? So if we are talking about all these statements, they just bring the efficiency, they bring the sense of purpose among the employees, they give a direction to the employee, they give the aspirational to the employee, they give a path, they give a link between the present and the future. And these things are not going to help only the employees, but this thing will also help the investor, stakeholder, customers in better judging that particular company, about that company. How like Tesla is talking about the sustainable energy, the people will be more inclined towards Tesla. For an example, 5 years back, people were telling the Tesla strategies are the worst in the world, right? They are following the worst strategies by selling a electric car at a very high rate. Nobody is going to purchase that particular car. Luxury models in the electric car, nobody is bothered about electric car if they are buying the luxury car. And but in 2020, the Tesla was assigned as the most profitable automobile company in the history of automobiles, even surpassing Ford and General Motors. So it talks about, it gives an inspiration not only to the employees but to the customers also. It is not only important to give a very good statement of strategic intent, it is important to follow those things also. And if the company is making these statements very clearly, then the chances of ambiguity and confusion in the organization will be reducing. After clearly defining these things, the management goes for strategic formulation, implementation, evaluation, and control, which we will be studying in the subsequent presentations. That's all from my side in this class.